For today's Battlefleet Gothic report, we are playing scenario number 3, in which the Chaos Fleet is launching a surprise attack on my Space Marines, who are currently in a parking position over the planet that is part of their realm. I brought my entire Space Marine fleet that is currently painted, which totals up to 1215 points. It includes 1 battle barge. It includes 2 cruisers. Both of the strike cruisers have been updated to have an additional shield. We got several squadrons of escorts. We have 1 with 3 Nova frigates, 1 that contains 2 Hunter destroyers, another one that is containing 3 Firestorm frigates, and then we got another one that is containing 3 Sword class frigates. All of them are not really knowing that the Chaos Fleet is going to engage them soon, so all of them are facing in one table direction, and Marcus's Chaos Fleet is going to enter the battle space probably in my back. I don't know yet, but that's what I would do. So we'll see if the Space Marines can react quick enough to save their lives, or some of them will be lost in that battle before they can even react.
Although, to be honest, surprising a Space Marine fleet with Chaos vessels reminds me of Ogrins trying to ambush Eldar. And these are my 600 points of the Chaos Fleet. We've got 1 Archeron heavy cruiser. We'll use this one as the Archeron. And this is the home to my 50-point Chaos War Master, which grants me 1 reroll. And there's our carrier, the Devastation Class cruiser, with the squadrons of fighters or bombers, and this one will be used as a slaughter class cruiser. So I've got 3 cruisers in total, trying to outwit the Space Marines. Okay, as you can see, the fleets have been deployed, and my 3 Chaos vessels chose to attack the right flank of the enemy, which is still unaware. Okay, I managed lock on for 2 of the cruisers, for the mighty one, the Archeron class heavy cruiser, as well as the Slaughter class cruiser, whereas my Devastation class failed. Fortunately, Chris also failed his brace for impact roll, and now I've got some shots left before doing my gunships and fighters and stuff like that. First of all, let's do the batteries. This one, 2 on 5s. Both of them, so we've got probably 1 blast marker and 1 kill, or 2 blast markers. We won't need rerolls. Then 2 times on 5, 1 and 1 reroll. Yep, now we've got 6 and 5, so there's another 1 gun. And the last one, I can re-roll both of the 4s. Now I've got a 4 and a 1, but luckily this one has got 2 lances left on 4s. Okay, is 1, so 1 survives, but in my next phase, the ordnance phase, I'll attack this one with 1 fighter and 1 bomber.
Landing crafts, right? You didn't choose bombers.
The landing craft, yeah.
Okay.
And the others will... They can do 20. Should I use them as well? But then I have to refill. Now come on, all of them. Yeah. Just to be sure, you have turrets left, but I have to roll 4 times for going through this one, because it doesn't matter where on the base it is, it's just there, it's surrounded by sharp metal. So, would you like to roll? You've already got the dice.
It's 2 squadrons, so actually you roll 2 dice. It's not one big squadron. You got 2 launch bases, so if you treat them as 2 separate squadrons, then you actually have a chance that at least one of them gets through if should you roll badly. It's just a suggestion.
So the first roll is for whom? The fighters?
What does the squadron consist out of? Is it 1 times fighters followed by their landing craft, or is it the fighters and the landing craft separate squadrons? I would go with a mixed one, because if you make it through the blast marker and my turret would successfully shoot something down, the first thing that gets shot down is always the fighters. So I would combine the landing craft and the fighter squadron into one squadron.
So the first squadron is fighters and landing craft.
And so is the other.
And on a 6 it stayed.
Yep.
Or on a 1?
6.
Are you sure?
Does it really matter? It's a 1 in 6 chance.
So this one is through.
Yeah.
And now you can roll your turrets.
Yep. Got 2 defensive turrets. Yep. But I only kill the fighters out of that squadron.
And now I roll for the second wave of attackers. And there it is, 6.
But you know what? It's still good enough, because I only shot down the attacking craft.
Okay, so we've got one boarding.
The boarding action, or the hit and run attack, better said. The hit and run attack still takes place. And since this thing only has a single hit point, it's automatically dead.
Okay, no need for further rolls.
Yep.
So the first, let's say, 100 points maybe.
120 points actually.
Okay. And that's it. The end of my first turn. I can't repair. We can only replace some of the markers. And I think we can remove this one as well.
Yeah, they do return.
And we've also rolled for the surprise effect. Chris will suffer -1 on his leadership for the first turns. But I won't be there after 5 turns. I've either been killed
That's your plan, isn't it?
Or, my plan is to either cause a lot of damage and die trying, or cause some minor damage and then disengage, because in case of disengaging, Chris will only get 60 points for my disengaged fleet. Okay, that's the end of my first turn.
So after the Space Marine fleet finally woke up, got woken up by the explosions of some of their ships in orbit over the planet, they decided to finally spring into action. But being Space Marines, obviously range is always an issue. So the first thing I did was I moved the side of the fleet that was far away from the Chaos incursion, in a way that they could maybe even participate in the battle. And then whatever I could, I tried to turn in a 90-degree angle, making it a bit harder for Marcus to hit them. And also hoping that when he comes closer, I can maybe even exchange some shots with him. Right now, as it stands, I'm not in any position to fire upon the Chaos ships. Nothing is in range.
Yeah, but you've got lots of your highly mobile force being able to intercept me before I can disengage by leaving the table.
Well, that remains to be seen if that is successful or not.
Okay, as you can see, we are back after my second turn, and I was really lucky today because I succeeded in all of my orders I wanted being done. I've got lock on for both of them and reload for him. So I've already spread a lot of dice, but I'm not sure whether I'm doing it right, because first of all, this one, the Acheron Heavy Cruiser, will use 2 on him, on the enemy cruiser, on 6s, 1 6, 1 5. That's probably one of your.
You can reroll the 5.
Okay, that's probably. Thanks for reminding me. It's probably one of your shields. Okay, 1 shield is down.
Yep.
Then I've got lances, 2 of them on 4s on your large cruiser, 1 of them, and re-roll the other one. Now I've got 2, so 1 is through, and I can roll. Maybe if I roll a 6, I might even have a critical hit. No, it's 1. Failed miserably. And then I've got 2 other lances. 2 other lances which I'll shoot later after them. There are 2 6s into the damaged cruiser. And no reroll this time, because he did the recharge for his fighters. And I think all of the others... No, this one might target them. The 2 lances over there. And he may re-roll, so I've got, double 6s. So these are 2 further hits, and now if I roll a 6, you've got a... No. So you've suffered 3 wounds. Is it crippled yet?
Yes.
Okay. So, I'm relieved. At least this worked, and now I've got 2 lances into them after he does his on 5 into them. No, reroll, no. Then I've got 2 5s in them, I think. Let's see. 1 and 3 and a reroll. Oh, okay. 6 and 3. And now I've got 1. Yep. And now we've got 2 lances into them, the small ones. And 1 reroll. Yeah. I think now... Yeah. Did... And then we've got the blue ones, or I don't know, I forgot. Either into him or them.
Yeah, those were closer. You can still see the back ship. He's closer then.
Okay, into them, but they are not to be re-rolled. On 4s, only 1 of them. And then I've got another 2. So your escorts are really tough, but this time I can re-roll once more into them. 5, and now I've... No, but 1 is down.
Lucky me.
Okay. So, this was my second turn. Now I may... Nothing to be repaired, and we can remove 6 blast markers, probably all of them.
Nope. You can only remove those that are not in contact with the ships.
Okay.
It's just the 1.
So, and we've got one thing left to do. We've got our ordnance, and I think they'll travel. You'll have to fly around there. Then, I think they'll travel in front of. Maybe over there. So let's spread them a little. Okay, and I think that's the end of my second turn.
So, once again, Space Marine maneuverability. Close up and very personal. Basically within reach for a chainsword to hit them while they're flying by. As you can see, the whole Space Marine fleet clustered around the Chaos ships that were trying to rush through the space that we occupy with our fleet.
It's so highly maneuverable, I wouldn't have thought that I would have to fight more than half of the fleet while passing through them.
Yeah.
But now I'm facing several threats, therefore I tried to do brace for impact with both of them, but even the first one failed because I rolled 10 for leadership of 8, and now it's up to luck.
So we begin with the escorts. The escorts here in the middle. We did the calculation and we came to a firepower of 10 dice, trying to hit the carrier ship in the middle. So 10 times, hitting on 5s. So we got 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits in total out of that first amount of shots.
And you can roll once for critical hits, because one was through.
It's not critical. Then they have lances too, so there is shots. Oh no, they don't have lances, sorry. Next up we have the cruiser. Because of the fact that he's crippled, everything is halved, and then together with range and the way that I'm facing towards the ship, it came down to me trying to hit with a firepower of 2 on 5s again. Nothing.
But we've got a lance left. Yeah.
This is a bombardment cannon on 4s. It did nothing. So next up we have the little frigates over here.
This ship suffered 1 wound. So I look for a dice, and now it's down to 7. Okay.
And then next up we have the firepower from the escorts into the proxy slaughter cruiser. 2 times the regular firepower. Nothing. 3 lance shots on 4s. That was good. There was another 2 damage. Then we have the regular firepower from the cruiser, or from the Space Marine cruiser into the slaughter. The battery hits. Potentially the first wound. Does it become critical? Yes, it does.
Okay. Now I can roll.
Critical hit is a 9.
9 is a lot, and that's probably bridge smashed. Leadership reduced by -3. Damage cannot be repaired, so this one is left behind.
And
but
the bombardment cannon does also hit. It's another hit point that it's going down. Is it critical? Yes, it is, because it becomes critical on a 4+ already.
Okay.
So what is the second damage I do? A 3.
3 is starboard armament, but this one won't matter anyway. And I'm down to 6 lives.
Then we got the firepower from the hunter, the torpedo hunter. He scores a hit. Does it become critical? Yes, it does.
Oh, okay.
Another 3, that becomes automatically a 4. Oh no, hang on, wrong. We were told you can actually damage something twice, and then it needs to get repaired twice.
But he's lost another one, so he's down to 5.
And
then you've still your torpedoes and your...
And the Thunderhawks,
other stuff.
So we bespoke that before we started filming for this turn. Marcus can decide whether his turrets are going to fire upon my attacking Thunderhawk craft or against the torpedoes that are launched. Now you guys need to know that the torpedoes that are launched are... they're not the regular torpedoes, they are boarding torpedoes. So basically, if the torpedoes hit the vessel, it's the same like if the Thunderhawk hits the vessel. It's going to become a hit-and-run attack. So Marcus needs to decide whether he is going to attack the 3 different Thunderhawks attacking or the 1 cluster of 2 boarding torpedoes. So what is it going to be?
I'm going to attack your Thunderhawks.
Okay, that makes sense. So at first we are going to send a wave of 2 Thunderhawks making contact.
Have to roll for them?
Yes, I have to, because they might get taken out by the debris. They are not. So you have how many turrets?
I think the small one only has got 2, the others have got 3.
Okay,
so on 6s?
On 6s.
Come on, baby, 2 6s. Yeah.
Wow, you actually took out 1. Not bad. The other ones are going to do their hit and run attack. It's a D6 plus 1.
Okay.
So it's a 7.
7 fire. If the fire is not put out, it causes another point of extra damage.
Okay, so that's on the hook. Then this one over here
Okay.
tries the same thing, but it needs to go through the debris.
Okay, so you have to roll and I have to roll.
So does it go through the debris? No, it's actually dying in the debris.
But you've got your torpedoes left. Okay.
Tossing around the ships. The mighty finger. Mighty finger of God has struck. And then the torpedoes. Yeah, there's 2 of them that you do not defend against, but they might be taken out by the debris. They are not, so they're getting through. Since you have decided against the torpedoes, so you're not gonna reduce the amount. So it's 2 boarding torpedoes hitting you. 2 D6 hit and run attack. Each D6 is a result +1. So we got another 7 and a 6.
Okay, 6 is engine room damaged. Ship may not make any turns until damage is repaired. And 7 is fire once more.
So now you have to take out 2 fires and it's gonna burn.
We've got 2 fires, we've got bridge, but I've still 5 are not crippled yet. We've got a bridge smashed, we've got 2 fires and engine room, I think.
Yep.
Okay, so I write this down so that we don't forget. So the number for engine room is 6. 6, 2 times 7, because it's double fire.
The
and
bridge.
9 is bridge.
And yeah.
Okay, and
Yeah,
I think
the
the port Oman is 4 because we said that I won't need them anyway.
One was I think it was a 3. Yeah.
Starboard, yeah.
Starboard.
So,
Okay, and then
but otherwise fully functional.
and then we do remove some blast markers. We do remove up to 3.
And I try some repairs.
So we do
because
remove those 3.
I've got crew. The amount of crew is life points.
Yeah, you're not crippled, so you have your
Okay.
full amount. So you got 8 dice.
No, 5. Because I'm.
Yeah, right. You reduced it.
Okay, and I need 6s.
Yeah.
So I'll try to do. What will I do?
You can see how many successes you have, and then you can decide.
Okay, so let's roll the 5 6s first. That is
Yeah, you wish. Oh, you actually got one. There's 1 success.
1 fire.
Putting out 1 fire, yeah.
So,
That is it for my second turn.
okay, as you can see, lots of calculations have been done. Well, I'll probably sacrifice 2 ships in order to have 1, my main battleship, the Acheron-class heavy cruiser, disappear or disengage as it's called. So this way Chris will get 190, 224 points for my disengaged ship plus the rest of the heights. Okay, but before I'm going to disappear, there's some severe shooting to be done. First of all, let's start over there. I've got 4 lances from my heavy cruiser into the stricken cruiser. All 4, oh no, let's do these first. There are 3 on 6s.
Yep.
None of them, and they mustn't re-roll because I failed all my commands. They're so excited that even their merciful masters can't whip enough moral back into them.
Yeah, but there is a whip, there is a way.
Okay, on force, come on. No, this time it's really...
Ow!
Yeah, 4 times.
Okay, I got 1 shield, okay?
Yep.
There's still 1 shield. Okay, so 3 times. 3 times is enough to kill it.
I'll hope for 6s,
killed it.
for criticals.
You killed
No,
it.
come on. No. Oh, and even a critical. So it's even worse.
Yeah, let's see what the explosion is.
So it's overkill, yeah.
Let's see what the explosion is. Catastrophic damage table.
2 dice.
Yeah.
Okay. 8.
8. So what does it
Don't
say?
know where these were.
A blazing eye. Oh, that's the most boring one.
No, but you get points for it. That's great. Yeah. Because you can salvage your own Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
The wreck moves 46 centimeters forward in each of its subsequent movement phases. Place a blast mark in contact with its base. And
let me put this dice here to remember. Okay.
Yeah, that's bad because now you get points for it. I thought I killed it. Yeah. Okay, but we can't help. So this is a Hulk to be salvaged.
The Incredible Hulk.
Oh. Okay, and now we've got 2 lances into them.
Hooray! I tried to brace, so if anyone is asking why doesn't he use brace for impact, it's because I failed it.
Okay, 1.
It's a shield.
Then the 2 from over there into them on 5s. None of... Oh, 1. So 1 is gone.
Hang on. Which one is shooting right now?
This one into them.
Okay, he's firing at the closest, so it's this one.
Okay. So both of them have now lost their shields and can be killed by my fighter bomber stuff. Okay.
There's another one.
And then I've got 3 of them and 2 of them into him, I think. Okay, 3 regular ones. 1 5 is enough.
His shield.
And now we've got 2 lances on force into him.
Probably going to be enough. Yep, gone he is.
So this one is gone, and they will be attacked in my next phase by 2 each. 1 fighter, 1. 1 fighter, 1. What was the other one called? Sun. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Okay. So, and you may... I have to roll if I die in the cloud. Do I roll twice or once?
It's 2 separate squadrons, so you roll for 1 squadron each.
Okay, but if I roll a 6 now, do both of them die?
Yeah,
it's
always the entire squadron.
And then it's your defensive guns. He survived. And they
also get through. Okay,
yeah.
Now I have my turrets. How many turrets do I even have? I don't know. It's the Imperial cruiser. It's not actually a Space Marine ship. It's the
escort.
Yeah, but which one? It's the, what's it called? The Sword. They got 2 turrets each.
Okay.
So for the front one, 2 turrets, fishing for 6s.
1
that only eats the
fighters.
The other one tries the same thing. Nope. So yeah, you can do your hit and run attacks for both, which automatically will destroy them.
Okay, so we can remove all of the markers and your squadron.
Yep.
And then in the
explosions everywhere.
I'll try to repair some stuff.
Explosions everywhere.
Okay, let's try to repair. I'll roll 5 times. Hoping for 6s. Okay, second fire is put out. And I don't care about the rest. And then we can only remove some markers maybe. 4. Doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe. Okay, that's the end of my 3rd turn.
So yet again, a large cluster of explosions still on the table. The Space Marines are closing in with the probably remaining turn they have before the Chaos Fleet is going to disengage. Thanks to having a range of 45 centimeters, my battle barge, which so far was nothing but a bunch of wasted points for this game, is finally in reach to at least contribute with 4 dice of firepower, firing upon the closest of the Chaos cruisers, which is the proxy slaughter class cruiser we have over here. I'm going to shoot him. I need 5s. I do have 2 hits.
So 2 shields?
Nope, no shields.
Okay.
You're in a cloud of blast markers.
Okay.
So it's
roll for criticals.
Criticals. There's one critical.
Which one?
A 6.
6. 6 says engine room damage. Ship may not make any turns.
It's the second
turn.
damage. You already have this.
We won't make it out, I guess. Okay.
Okay.
I hope for a large explosion killing the other Hulk. So
you've lost another 2 hit points.
And maybe let's look it up. 3 left.
So
this is probably the end.
The cruiser fires upon the closest target, which is also the proxy slaughter. He has a firepower of 4 dice on 5s, so that's another 2 hit points. Fishing for criticals, another one.
Just roll.
A 3. That's also a damage you already have.
Nothing.
But I shot down another 2 hit points. So it's your last hit points, and there's still the bombardment cannons coming. Bombardment!
Down to 1.
For 4s. There's
2 of them.
Yeah. So that will destroy the ship.
Now you can roll 2d6s.
And see what the damage is. We have a 7, so it also becomes a blazing hull.
It's the same, It's 4d6 towards in each of its sequent movement phases. Place a blast mark in contact with its base and roll on this table again after its move. Okay.
So that was that. Then we have, actually it's 3 dice from the escort squadron over here and an additional die that comes from the single hunter over here. But since all of that is going to fire into the carrier, we decided that I can roll all of them together.
But this one has got 2 shields
left. The shields left, yes.
Okay.
So fishing for 5s. 1, 2.
2 shields.
So that's the 2 shields. Becoming 2 blast markers.
Yep. And now you've got your Thunderhawks and your Lances from the small ones left into my
the
heavy
forward firing Lances trying to hit the Acheron from 4s.
My large one.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's called Acheron.
Yeah, so only taking out shields, not really any damage caused.
Then it's the Thunderhawks turn, and then we've got Thunderhawks.
The Thunderhawks, this one is a Hulk already. I got 20 centimeters now, I have to see. I can make contact with that ship, but I have to go through a cloud of debris. I'm trying. So they try to make contact, they need to go through the blast markers, so we gotta see if they make it.
2 rolls.
It's 2 rolls.
And they die.
Let's hope they won't die on 6s. No, they won't. So you got your turrets, you got 3 of them.
Yeah.
On 3 turrets, 6s.
6s. So let's hope. Yeah. 1 6.
Killed 1.
1 is down.
So the other one does make a hit and run attack. A d6 plus 1. Becoming a 5.
Okay.
What's a 5 on the damage table? Prow ornament.
Prow. Yeah.
Prow ornament is getting damaged.
It's a carrier.
And that's it. And then we have a whole cluster of debris that we might remove some of. 2. Oh, let's take these one because they are not playing a role anymore.
Yeah.
And that is it. My 3rd turn.
And I'd like to repair some stuff.
Yes.
Let's try. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's try to repair whatever was damaged there. It's repaired. And the other one is a Hulk.
The other one is dead.
Okay, we're back after my 4th turn, and as you can see, 1 blazing Hulk to be salvaged or recovered, going on, maybe trying to following the other 2 cruisers who made it. Both of them luckily got their full ahead orders and rolled average too high, so therefore they disengaged. And we'll be back with a conclusion and the final points. Okay, we are back after this chaos raid on the Space Marines. Although it's kind of unbelievable, I don't think chaos would be able to surprise Space Marines like that. I thought I'll either dash to disengage and do minimal damage by doing so, or that all of my vessels are killed in a massive kind of high noon shootout. I was lucky to get 2 of them disengaged towards the other edge and really do some damage. I only killed one of the small Space Marine cruisers, but I mauled many of the escorts. Okay, I was surprised, I was really surprised. I thought I might go through them within 3 turns and none of them would be able to react or even attack me. But the Space Marines were so maneuverable that all of their ships, even the large Space Marine battle barge, were able to attack me in the end and bring their otherwise short-ranged weapons to bear.
Yeah, what a surprise. I mean, I started out with 1200 and some points, so twice the amount of what the small Chaos fleet was able to bring to the table, and yet with the Space Marines anchoring in orbit and suffering something that you didn't see, but we rolled that the Space Marines were suffering a -1 leadership for 5 turns out of a game that was supposed to last no longer than 8 turns. So I was suffering from the leadership Mali, and also the way that I had to set up my ships, which was pretty far apart from each other, meant that for the first 2 turns, half of the fleet was not really in range and needed to come closer, which to my surprise still worked out to do enough damage to slow down Marcus for 1 turn. The return fire that the Chaos ship were able to turn out, mostly due to them being within 15 centimeters and therefore getting a really high amount of firepower, destroyed 2 entire escort squadrons, turned another escort squadron down to having just 1 ship left, killed off an entire strike cruiser, which is a significant blow. If this was a narrative campaign, think about that. A Space Marine chapter losing 7 of its escort ships and 1 entire strike cruiser, which normally bears about a company of Space Marines, so 100 brothers.
Okay.
This would be a significant blow to any Space Marine chapter. So thank God this is not a narrative game and not part of a campaign, because this would be really bad for the Red Scorpions.
So this is probably the ship where the chapter master resides, if it's even longer.
Yeah, he's sweeping.
Okay.
He's facing the statue of the Emperor in shame. Or something like that.
Yeah, but they won. They were able to salvage...
They were able to scare them off, you mean? Yeah, but at what price? Not very Space Marine-y.
And one thing I forgot to mention, I'm really relieved because first, after we had deployed, before we deployed, I thought about using all of my 3 cruisers to attack the large ship, because I thought this must be worth a lot of points. But I'm really happy that I didn't do so, because it would have destroyed all of them probably within 2 turns. And then being added by the highly maneuverable other escorts, which would all have turned on me and attacked me from the back. Okay, so we counted the points, and it was 400 by 370. So this is my first victory out of 5 games I think we did in Battlefleet Gothic so far.
True.
I think this might be...
and you did that with half the points I had.
I think this is maybe where a Battlefleet Gothic themed Warhammer 40k 2nd edition game might take place, because today some boarding torpedoes and stuff like that were successful.
Yeah. But yeah, really good game. Ended not expected that way, that it would end that way. That's what I'm trying to say. Interesting scenario. I wasn't sure if it really would be that of an interesting scenario. From reading the description, I was like, yeah, I don't know, maybe this is going to last like 3 turns, and then is it really worthwhile even filming? But as you guys have witnessed, it turned out to be quite a significant slugfest. So congratulations to Marcus. Good game. Let me shake your hand again. And yeah, see you guys next time. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you want to, share. Leave, as usually, all your comments below. We probably made mistakes yet again. But yeah, we are here to play games for fun. But that doesn't mean that you cannot point out the mistakes we made. Okay? See you next time.
Thanks for watching. Bye.